Hi, I'm Labron Allen, the founder of the Natural Health Clinic and lead clinician. Let me start off by saying something a little controversial. Gallstones are not caused by eating too much fat. In fact, in many cases, if not most, it's actually the opposite. Every year, hundreds of thousands of people have their gallbladder removed. In the United States alone, over 700,000 people every year. And they're told pretty much all the same thing. It's not an important organ. You don't really need it. God must have made it by mistake. But if that were true, why do so many people still have digestive issues after it's gone? Here's why your gallbladder actually is necessary. Here's what it actually does. It stores and it concentrates bile. Your liver makes bile. Your gallbladder releases it when you need it. Which means if there's not enough bile in the environment, you cannot properly break down fats. So that also means that you cannot absorb fat-soluble vitamins, omega-3s, key nutrients your body really depend upon. So the gallbladder, it's not some extra organ. It is a critical organ. Now, let's simplify gallstones because this is where most people get misled. A gallstone is not fat buildup. It's an imbalance. Too much cholesterol and not enough bile to keep it completely dissolved. And before a stone even forms, you get something called sludge. That sludge slows things down even more. It backs up pressure, and eventually that sludge turns into stones. And here's where people go wrong. They're told, cut that fat. But fat is what triggers bile release. No fat, no signal, bile sits, becomes stagnant, sludge forms. Low-fat diets can actually increase your risk of gallstones. So, what's really driving this? Well, this is the part that almost no one talks about. It's not fat. It's actually sugar and insulin. You see, high-carb diets, they increase cholesterol production and unfortunately reduces bile production. It disrupts normal flow. Now you've got more cholesterol, less bile, poor movement. That's how this entire situation gets started. So that's why people with insulin resistance, prediabetes, blood sugar dysregulation have a much higher rate of gallstones. It's not random, it's actually metabolic. Now, let's layer something else into this, hormones, and especially estrogen. You see, higher estrogen can increase cholesterol and slow gallbladder contraction. So now, you've got the perfect storm. More buildup, less movement, less bile flow, and this is where people start chasing the symptoms. Here's the big mistake. Removing that gallbladder, it doesn't fix the problem. It removes the storage tank. Now, bile just trickles constantly instead of being released when you actually need it. Well, what does that lead to? Well, it can lead to poor fat digestion, diarrhea, and ongoing digestive symptoms. The issue often isn't solved at all. It's just changed. Sometimes even a worse situation develops. So, what actually does matter? This is where we need to shift the conversation. It's not about symptoms. It's actually about function. you have to look at, is bile being produced? Is it moving? Is metabolism driving the problem? Is bile functioning or being released at the proper times? Because if you don't fix that, well, you'll keep recreating the same type of issue. So gallstones, they are not a fat problem. They're a bile problem. And bile problems are usually downstream of metabolic dysfunctions, hormonal imbalances, and liver stress. That's the real conversation. If this sounds like you, you're eating well, you're doing the right things, but still dealing with bloating, discomfort, digestive, or hormonal issues, there's a reason. And it's usually not what you've been told. Most people we see in the clinic are not lacking discipline. Their body just isn't functioning correctly. Before you try another diet or another supplement, click the link below and watch the very short video. In that video, I'll break down exactly what we look at in the clinic, how we identify what's actually not working, and why so many people end up staying stuck for years. Thanks for watching.